Today we're going to show you a DIY step-by-step process on how to change your fuel filter in a Diesel Duramax General Motors product, which is going to range from GMC, Chevrolet, and Cadillacs. So let's get right to it. Welcome to the Full Octane Garage, and today we're going to show you a very easy process on how to change your fuel filter in a Diesel Duramax 3.0 motor. This happens to be on a GMC Denali. This particular video is going to cover how you're going to change your fuel filter on a Diesel Duramax 3-liter 6-cylinder motor, usually found in General Motors half-ton vehicles such as the GMC pickups, the Chevrolet pickups, and the Cadillac Escalades. What you're going to need for this video is a General Motors replacement filter, and the replacement filter is going to come with a new O-ring for the canister that this comes out with, and there's also a very small top O-ring, and what we're going to want to also have is a pick tool to remove these. We're going to need a 36mm socket to take the canister off underneath the vehicle, and you're going to need a drain pan so that you don't make a huge mess. And a set of rubber gloves will help keep your hands clean. So let's get to it. Okay, now that we have the new fuel filter and all of our tools in place, we're going to show you exactly where this fuel filter is. It's actually going to be, if you went down the center column here, which is the B-pillar between the front and the rear door, go underneath the vehicle, and you will see a canister with a very large nut on the bottom. This canister is going to be made of plastic, so you will want to make sure that you use a socket and not a bubba wrench to get this thing off. Now, this canister is actually the canister that we're going to remove. We're going to want to try to remove any of the dirt around it if you can, just to make sure that none of this stuff, when we go to put it back together, is going to get up in the diesel fuel, because you do not want your diesel fuel to get contaminated. You will be unscrewing this counterclockwise, and it will feel snug, and that's okay. And once it starts freeing up and spinning more freely, then you'll loosen it with your hands, and you're going to have diesel fuel come out. You'll see it start to come around the sides like that. You want to let some of this drain out a little bit before you take the filter off to make a little bit less of a mess. And once you get the majority of this stuff off, there we go. There the big piece of it comes. All right, the majority seems to be out, so when you take it out, then go ahead and spill the rest of the diesel fuel in the container. There will be quite a bit of it in here, and you'll just do away with that. You're going to find the diesel fuel doesn't smell fantastic, so wipe it off as much as you can. All right, the filter looks a little bit dirty, so what we are going to do is I usually keep a Ziploc bag handy to seal this thing up in, and it's going to snap off. It'll make a little bit of it's going to be really tight, to be honest. All right, so it does not spin. You have to pull it off, and you will see that, remember which direction this comes off in. The green seal around the top of this filter goes into the canister. So now that we've got that down, we're going to put this in the trash. We're going to seal that up. And I am going to clean the inside of this housing, just because it'll probably have a little bit of mess or debris in it. Now there's this big blue ring around the edge, and we are going to take a pick tool, and you want to remember at what level this blue ring actually goes on. As you see, the blue ring has a step on here that it goes into. So you're going to want to just peel that off, throw that one away, and we're going to take the new ring and just roll it on over the threads down to the level that it was before. Okay, so now that that's on, we're going to grab the fuel filter, and if you remember, we had the section with the green ring, and that's going to go into the canister, and you're going to stick this in the canister until you hear it click. And that's as simple as it gets. We're going to go under the truck right now. We're going to replace the small O-ring that goes into the filter, and then we're going to screw this back up and show you how to prime it. So what we're going to do now is there's a small blue O-ring in here, and we're going to remove this one with a little pick tool, pull it down. Remember where that goes, because we have a new one to go back in. All right, go ahead and put the new one up. You see that the new one is on there, set on there correctly. And then we're going to put the new filter back up and start screwing it down as tightly as we can by hand. So this housing is going to go down to about 18 foot-pounds. So we're going to go ahead and screw it on. Okay, it's snugging now, so let's get it to 18. And it is at 18 foot-pounds. Now we're going to go show you how to do the priming. Okay, the proper way to prime this is you're not going to put your foot on the brake. You are going to push the start button without your foot on the brake and hold it for up to a minute or two. You should hear the pump pumping and filling up, and then after that you're going to turn it off and then come back, put your foot on the brake and start it. So let's try this. I do hear the fuel pump going. You'll definitely hear the fuel pump load up. I am going to take and turn the accessory mode off after I've heard the fuel pump load up. I'm going to go out and I'm going to check for leaks, and then I'm going to come back and do this one more time. All right, there are no leaks, so we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to push and hold. Okay, the fuel pump seems to be loaded up, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And then we are going to go ahead and put my foot on the brake and start it. And there we go. Everything is good. You'll want to go outside, you want to check for leaks, make sure everything's good, but that should fix everything up. Okay, now that the fuel filter install is complete, you'll see how easy it's been. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. You have probably saved yourself $150 to $200 over taking it to the dealership, not to mention the time it takes to go leave it and come back and get it or wait for it. So that's the easy part. Now the next step is you look at your dashboard and your fuel filter shows 0%. We're going to have a link to a separate video on how to reset that, because there's a lot of other people that just want to know how to reset their filter life. So please visit that video and it will have the detailed steps on how to reset your fuel filter life indicator on your dashboard. Thanks for being with us at the Full Octane Garage. Please don't forget to share this with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, you'll want to click the reminder bell when new videos come out, because we're going to have a lot more content on GMCs, Corvettes, Porsches, Ford Broncos. We've got a few vehicles in the fleet, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so you're going to want to come back and see it often. Thanks for being with us at the Full Octane Garage. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Our legal team made me promise to display this disclaimer before we ended the video.